Alright guys, you'd have to be living under a damn rock if you have not been paying attention to the one technique that has dominated the majority of fishing tournaments all the way back since the post-spawn period. And guess what? Today's video, we are going to be applying that technique. I will show you exactly on the forward-facing sonar how those fish are reacting, how I rig it, how I fish it to make those fish bite. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna make an adjustment that's going to just absolutely blow your mind on fish that would not previously eat and just send them into a dang feeding frenzy. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Before we get into fishing, I'm gonna give away some tackle to somebody in the comment section. So drop a comment right down below. I'm gonna give away this 6 Sense 6 sack. If you're not familiar with it, I'll show you why you need to be a subscriber. For those of you guys keeping up with our pro staff, we've been teasing this new bait, the Panorama. Guess what? It came in this month's 6 sack. That's what we like to do. We send out baits that are prototypes, have never been out before, signature colors you can't get anywhere else. They all come right here in this monthly subscription sack, and you get a bunch of great tackle for cheaper than you previously could by bundling it together. So you got 2 of these different sizes of the Panorama. We're gonna make some videos about those moving forward, so drop some comments of what type of videos you want to see with this crazy unique bait that's really gonna catch fire in the industry, I think, and catch a lot of big fish for people. We also sent out the Speed Wake, which is an expensive topwater wake bait. Really good fish catching bait there. We sent out some hooks, some 5/0 wide gap hooks. Who doesn't need more of those? A black and blue Axis metal lip crankbait right there. A Crush Mini 25X in a crawdad color, so a nice little variety of different stuff. And then look at that, we also got the Crush 100 in that black crankbait. A lot of stained water, a lot of lakes turning over this time of year. These black crankbaits are perfect for that scenario. And like I said, once you bundle this tackle all together, you already are saving, but you can actually get your first sack way cheaper if you use my promo code MF6SACK. I'll put it right there on the screen. I'll link at the top of the description. You guys want panoramas, you want all sorts of baits that haven't come out yet, signature colors, become a member. Just try it out for a month. If you don't like it, you cancel it, whatever. Get that Milliken fishing discount. I'll link right down below so you guys can check that out. Check back at the end of this video. I'm gonna tell you guys how I'm picking a winner as well. All right, let's see what we got going on today. Looks like, ooh, fish everywhere. That's a good one actually out there. About 70 to 80 feet. Let's make some casts and see what these guys want to eat today. Those are actually good fish there. Are you gonna eat? Those are really good fish actually. But they're smart. Let's throw something else in there. Another group of good ones out there. 70 feet. Look at that school blasting towards me right there. That was a terrible cast too. Oh my God, Ben. Woke up today and forgot how to cast. Zoom it out to 120. Yeah, they're looking at it. Are they gonna commit? Yep. Nope. Are you serious? Do it. Got him. About the size of most of these that are out here. Let's see what he looks like. We've seen plenty of bigger ones, but we'll start with this guy. That's all right, isn't it? Heck yeah, brother. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. Okay, that's a good one. That's what we're gonna do, then I guess that's what we're gonna do, right? Deal. Heck yeah. Getting swerved. He just spit up a shad too. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Come here, girl. Yeah, heck yeah. 4.5 pounder. Top hook. Freaking gobbled that little shad boy. Heck yeah, that was cool. You guys saw on scope there how he did not want to eat that, but we made him. You guys can really see how many of these fish are out here chasing. And I mean, there's some fish right there at 45 feet. There's 3 of them. They're just not very big, so I'm not even gonna cast them. But that 1 or 2 out there, it's 2 really if I go over. Those are better ones out there at 65. Someone try to lead him a little bit. He's coming towards me. So he can just kind of come right up to that. Gotta keep that bait above his head, her head. There, she engaged it a little bit. A lot bit. And she wants to do it. Pull it away from her a little bit. Usually that gets him to... Oh, so close. But you guys saw right there something I do a lot of the time, which is, I mean, with any size bait, any type of way really that you're targeting, any type of presentation you're targeting these fish on scope, is to pull it away from the fish. You gotta play cat and mouse with them. It's something that a lot of people, when you're throwing a big bait and you see a big fish, like visually, not on live scope, following the big bait, a lot of people freeze up, and that's the worst thing you can do. Same principle here. You get them interested. I mean, they're eating a lot of the real thing. Your bait has a hook in it. You don't want them to see that thing up close any more and examine it than possible. Play that cat and mouse game. Get it out away from them. There's a brush pile there on the bottom. Has, I'm sure, a lot of fish, but probably more crappie than anything, honestly. And beggars can be choosers, I guess, right? Or whatever. Come on. Oh yeah, she wants it. Just kidding. There, she's engaging. Oh, come on. Don't you swerve me, girl. Don't you swerve me, girl. She swerved me. I got swerved. That's a good fish out there, 90 feet. That's a really good one. Let's see if we can get our cricket out to him. Talked about this rod last time, but this Team 6 7.4 medium light spinning rod I really like for a lot of these open water techniques. It's kind of a lot of rods, so I don't like popping it. Kind of gets, doesn't hurt your wrist or anything like a jerkbait can sometimes, but it can get a little tedious. But I like it because you got the chance to catch a 8+ pounder here, no question. So get a little bit more meat into them, if you know what I'm saying. That could be big. My drag is way too loose though, so who knows. Look at all those fish just came out of that tree to come investigate too. How big are you? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. How big are you? I'm gonna go ahead and say probably in that, tricking me, not actually monster size big, but that was cool. You guys could kind of see that one, I think, if that was live scope recordings working, that is. Don't get in the engine, dickhead. Hey, so we don't like to surface the water. How big are you? There's more on the screen I want to cast to if you're not giant. Man, they love this freaking bait. Another 4 3/4, 5 pounder? I don't know, 4.5. Heck yeah. Pop that out of there. Can't hate it. Another good one. Let's go. I just love this freaking rig. It's so simple but so effective. I mean, all you gotta do, just a simple jig head. I believe this is an 1/8 ounce, and then just a 6-cents juggle minnow. That could be big. That looks like a real good fish. Got the hover juggle out. Did you guys see how big that fish was on scope? He was swimming directly at me and just looked like a little fuzzy mark. Yeah, I can't even move this fish. We got 6-pound line on. I'm gonna have to chase him down. That's a good problem, right? Woo. Yeah, he's doing whatever he wants. That's a different one right there, bud. I can't even move this fish. I'm gonna let him do what he wants for a little bit. 6-pound test, hover juggle, little 6-cents juggle minnow is what I'm referring to on that. And suspended fish. You guys can see that thermocline's down there, you know, 18 feet or so, 20 feet. Don't get in the drone motor, thank you. He's thick and strong and really mad. Kind of surprised he came up and ate it. He was a tough one to judge how big he was because he was freaking blasting towards me. That's not a 7, but it's a good one. Hell yeah, hook fell out. 5.5. Thick boy on the hover juggle. Man, that's fun. Too much fun. For those of you guys who, you know, haven't been here, I always say this. I'll show you quick the hover juggle, how it is rigged. It's such a unique way to rig these baits that I didn't necessarily invent, but I've got this 10111 Victory hook, which is like the old Gamakatsu 111 hook. Nice little O'Shaughnessy bend to it, so it holds them good. We're gonna go back about 1/4 of an inch in the plastic, stab from the top about, I don't know, a half or a third of the way through, and then you just thread it on like that. But then we're gonna take a nail weight. I like these. You want, and to me, you want as much weight to the front as possible. And that's something, you know, there's been some companies that, guys that haven't necessarily had a lot of success on this technique, but they've watched my videos and seen me do it, so they wanted to come out with a head for it to kind of make it more simple for anglers to rig that, and that's great, but they put all the weight up on the hook shank. Problem with that is you just get a bait that kind of rolls over on its side. Doesn't have, even this juggle minnow doesn't even, it's keeled. Even this juggle minnow, which is keeled, doesn't hang vertically. It kind of rolls over outside and just kind of glides around. But with this, you get that action where when you pull, it kind of just springs forward and backward. This tail has all that kick in the water, and I can't freaking stand it. Finicky fish. These fish won't eat anything else today besides a little hopped minnow. So very, very important bait and presentation for me here in Texas, and I mean anywhere you're gonna have fish on bait. Let's get this hover juggle back in here. Sorry if there's a lot of wind noise. Wind kind of just died down, which is really nice for putting it on some of these fish. But my wind screen is a little foam cover guy, and he makes the camera very, very hot. So we've overheated 3 times now. Had to restart the camera, put it in the cooler for a second. Look at this fish coming all the way up. Came and just slurped the hover juggle. How cool is that? Just like the last one, there goes my juggle minnow, but I'll take it if we're gonna get big ones. And really this is the best conditions you want. Now that it's not super windy, we can put it right on these fish's heads. And I don't know, it's just such a subtle technique, but it's very specific. I'm trying these different weighting positions and different heads that different companies are making for it, and you can absolutely catch them on just the jig head with the juggle minnow too, but the hover juggle is the freaking deal. Works everywhere that I've fished. I don't know a lake that I haven't caught them on it. Obviously there's different times of the year when different things work better everywhere, but you're gonna be seeing a whole lot of this for a long period of time. And I will lose fish on this, but with this hook, man, like, this has been by far the best hookup to land ratio that I've had with this 10111, to make fun of Brennan. Do it molds, for how they called it that. Well, they're solid fish. Oh, it was just the nail weight that flew out. That's nice. Oh, and the front half of the bait. These baits are so soft right now. Another 3.5 pounder. That it's 110 degrees Celsius, guys. I'm not even shitting you, 110. But the baits are so soft, they're just like, they can break. Probably should put them in the cooler or something. Speaking of Brennan over at Do It, you guys should probably buy the worm, I think it's called the worm nose mold, which is these bullet weights. As you can see, you go through a couple of these damn things. I just got it actually, so I'm gonna get home and before we come out and fish some of these fish that are on bait again, get myself all seasoned up and ready to go with them. Some fish blasting on top out there. So many fish right here. Look at this. Look at this school right here, guys. Oh, it's actually a good one in it too. You guys see how many fish is in the school? Like, let me pan on. Look at that. There was more. I think they're already up under the boat. I just thought they were all like 1 pounders. I wasn't even gonna cast to them. They're not. 3.5 pounder. Whew. Not a giant one once again, but another solid fish. Yahtzee. That fish is not happy. That was cool as hell. Do you guys see that? I dropped it down to him and then I saw the big one behind it, so I was gonna take it away from him, and so I sped it up and he flew off that tree. Not a giant one, but actually pretty solid fish. Deal. Come on, bud. None of that action. Jeez. This fish been down there getting some beef on him, freaking waiting for those morsels to fly down out the school. Deal. God, that one liked the fastball too. I don't know if you guys could see him just streak up to it and grab it. Didn't even have to get close to him. He's a baby. That was cool though. The jig head guy. Just a better reaction bite with the 3/8 ounce head here. God, that is so cool. He's about to jump in the boat. This is not a tiny one, that's for dang sure. Hopefully you guys saw that. Came straight up in front of the trolling motor and crushed it. Hell yeah. And a little 5+ pounder, jig head in the mouth. That is too dang much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the bloodbath there that went on in the video. Hover juggle rig with this 6-inch juggle minnow is so effective this time of year. I'm gonna be going through top baits for September. It's likely this one will be on there, and there'll probably be some surprise baits that you didn't think that I would be throwing in September. But September is probably the most difficult month for me to catch bass, and so I think it's the same for a lot of people around the country. So be checking in the next couple days. I'm going to put out a top baits for September video with that bait. That adjustment I made there at the end was very important. So I put it on a heavier jig head, the Juggle Minnow that is, and this I don't have a nail weight in there, of course, in the hover juggle rig, because I caught a fish on it the last one that I threw out there. But the difference is, you know, when you're pulsing this thing, this is a presentation that's a lot slower. You can really stall it in the water column in front of those fish, tease them into biting. And this guy right here with the jig head, and I mean, this is a 3/8 ounce jig head. It falls quick. You can go as heavy as you want to. I'd experiment with up to an ounce when you start getting over 25, 30 feet of water. Let this thing just rocket past them, and once they start to react to it, just get it up and away from them as quick as possible. That is a deadly triggering mechanism for those fish that, like I said in the video, people like to freeze up. They see a fish following their bait, they go, oh, oh, and they just stop reeling, they stop working their bait. You need to do the opposite a lot of times. You need to work this thing faster, play that keep away game, the cat and mouse with those fish. Their brains aren't very big, but they sure like to swerve stuff that has a hook in it when they've seen a million of the real things. So get yourself one of these. I will link all the rods, reels, baits, etc. right down below in the description. And don't forget to pick up that 6-sack. Oh, by the way, I'm giving it away to someone in the comments section. Check back the next video. The top of the description in the video that I post will have the winner of that 6-sack, and that person can hit me up and I'll ship it out to you guys. So you can see, yeah, preparing for a 1 month long trip, and I'm pretty well packed up. Boat's a little bit of a disaster, but I can't wait to take you guys along with me. We got a great filming trip coming up, and then a couple tournaments, 2 opens in a row. Really gonna have a huge impact on the rest of the season, so be checking back for those videos in a couple weeks as well. Thanks so much for watching, my friends. I'm out here. Peace!